This is Brother Shareef with the Hour of Power. Go to Hour of Power, Shareef Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share the channel so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. In the name of God, the gracious, the merciful, we give him praise and thanks for his mercy and his goodness to the human family. If all the trees upon the earth were pens to write with, and if all the oceans were ink, and then another 7 oceans to add to its supply, the writing would still not be enough to explain the glory of God, for he's the exalted, all-powerful, all-wise. We confide in no other in our time of need, and we praise no other in our good fortune. He is one. And even if I lived to be 1,000, it would still not be enough to thank God for his many blessings and gifts. We thank God for the Metu Neter, oracle scriptures and writings that came thousands of years and before any organized religion on the continent of Africa, the Metu Neter, to show that we were a spiritual people. All the organized religions did after that was enhance our spirituality. So that's the Metu Neter. We thank God for Moses in the Torah, Jesus in the gospel, and Muhammad with the Quran. We greet everyone in words of peace. To my Muslim family, Assalamu alaikum. To my Christian family, praise the Lord. To my Hebrew Israelite family, Shalom. To my Black Conscious family, Hotep. And to my people in the streets, what's good to you. So once again, this is Brother Shareef with the Hour of Power. Please go to Hour of Power, Shareef Hamid on YouTube. So hit the red subscribe button so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. Before I get started, viewer discretion is advised. Viewer discretion is advised. This isn't the church. It's not the mosque. It's not the synagogue. This is reality TV. Straight up. Our book tells us speak to the people in the language of the people so they may understand. Viewer discretion is advised. Now, before I get into this important topic, a salute to my brother Diaz Water, who put on a beautiful program yesterday here in PA at Kiwanis Lake Park. Had the whole family out there, had the bounce houses for the children, clean and healthy food, clean entertainment, so to speak, for the people. No one was arguing, no one was fighting. So for the demons out there, for the devils, I want you to go back and tell your master that we weren't there smoking weed, we weren't drinking, we weren't fighting, we weren't cutting each other and shooting each other. The black family was there, acting civilized and loving each other at Kiwanis Lake. Go back and tell whoever you're running your reports to, tell them that. Again, no drinking, no fighting, no arguing, no cursing, no B word, no N word, just black love. All right? This Friday, September the 7th, at Kiwanis Lake Park again, my good brother Chuck Raw will be putting on another community event for the people. It'll be from 12 to 8 at Kiwanis Lake Park. Almost the same spirit. Jump houses there for the children, clean entertainment for the children, spoken word, clean, good food, and just good, clean entertainment. So that's this Friday, September the 7th at Kiwanis Lake Park from 12 to 8. The family will be there, and my good brother Chuck Raw will be hosting this. And he asked me to help him with it. It's not about me. I'm just asking people to come out. On Saturday, September the 8th, 629 Pershing Avenue at Cornerstone Baptist Church, they'll be having an African-American roundtable discussion where they'll be talking about business, economics, and leadership. That's at Cornerstone Baptist Church. It's not a religious event. It's about African-American leadership, economics. There'll be some brothers and sisters from out of town coming. So that's this Saturday, September the 8th at Cornerstone Baptist Church from 9 to 4. It's going to be a long day. If you can only make it 1 or 2 hours, then that's all you can do to come out and support it. Sunday, September the 23rd at Penn Park, starting at 11 a.m., it'll be a Pan-African market. Some of our brothers and sisters from out of town will be pushing Pan-Africanism. Look it up if you don't know what it is. That's Sunday, September the 23rd at Penn Park, the Pan-African Market. I'm supposed to speak at that event. But again, it's not about me. Now, Colin Kaepernick, the public lynching of Colin Kaepernick. The public lynching of Colin Kaepernick. A subliminal message, but it's very powerful what they are and what they have been doing to this brother. That's why I called it the public lynching of Colin Kaepernick. And you may be saying, well, Colin Kaepernick is alive. I didn't see them do anything to him. What do you mean, Brother Shareef, by the public lynching of Colin Kaepernick? Well, it's no different than what you see right here. The lynching of Laura Nelson and her son on a bridge in Oklahoma. This is public to put fear in the hearts of man, mostly black men. Look at that. Falsely accused her of stealing. It is said that they raped this sister in 1911 on this bridge, and at least 90 men raped her and hung her and her son to put fear in her and anyone else. If you buck up against us, this is what you get. So yes, it is a lynching. What they're doing and what they have been doing to Colin Kaepernick. It's a lynching. It's a public lynching because they're letting people know, if you buck up against us, this is what you get. So now they're doing it in a subliminal way in sports. If you speak out against obvious racism, obvious police brutality, obvious mistreatment of the murder and the slaughter of black people, any of you other niggers out there, get any heart like this Colin Kaepernick, that's going to be the end of your career. So it is a public lynching in a subliminal way. All the man did 2 years ago, he had the testicular fortitude and the balls to speak. I said viewer discretion is advised. He had the testicular fortitude to speak out against racism, police brutality. We're not making these things up. He didn't make them up. It was his right to protest. All he did was take a kneel. He didn't make anyone else do it. He didn't put no gun in anyone's head. He did a peaceful, silent protest, and they kicked this man out of the NFL. That was 2 years ago. He's obviously qualified. He took a team, the San Francisco 49ers, to the Super Bowl and then took them to the NFC Championship, I believe, the year before. So he's obviously a qualified NFL player. Why ain't he on a team? We know why. Because he had the testicular fortitude to stand up against racism. And now here we are in the 2019 season, and this man still don't got a job in the NFL. What a shame. They are letting you know where they stand. It is a public lynching. I hope you understand, and I know this is gruesome, and I know it's rough, but it's the truth. This book I'm showing you is called Without Sanctuary, written by a white man. The 100-year lynchings of black people here in America. Yeah, I'm going to keep on showing it. It's a public lynching, just in a subliminal way. Just like they did on the slave plantations, and just like these brothers sometimes would hang on these trees for weeks, so when people will walk by, this is what you get. If you even blink wrong, this is what you get. So now, in a subliminal way, they saying, this is what you get if you want to act like this Negro here, talking about Colin Kaepernick. I don't know what the intentions is of this Nike ad, because now I seen an ad with a sister with her hijab on, a Muslim sister with her full covering on, and it said hijab, which is a Muslim covering for women. I can't say what Nike's intentions are, and I really don't care. I know it's the same business, the same entity that has sweatshops in the Philippines, and where people who are barely making them work for 20 cents an hour to produce sneakers that only cost $5 and $10, and then bring them over here and sell them for $100 and $150. It's the same people. It's the same people. So I'm not getting into, well, where they going with this? Now all of a sudden they're pro-black. No, they pro-business. This is a business move for Nike. If it does something good for black people, we need all the help we can get. But I'm not all of a sudden worried about and all in the corner of Nike now. It's a business to them. Always business first with them. And they know mostly black people are only one silly enough to pay goddamn $250 and $300 for sneakers anyway. It is rich white men out there and they'll barely spend $50 on a pair of sneakers, more or less $250. So them taking this bold step in quote unquote support of blackness and in support of Colin Kaepernick, that's questionable. That's questionable because they know who they're marketing to. I'm going to say it again. Typically, white people and white men ain't going to be spending no $200 and $250 on no goddamn sneakers. And I don't blame them. When I was coming up here in Pennsylvania, I think I was in about peace to all the kings and queens out there. Peace to y'all. We love y'all, especially the queens. Y'all are beautiful. I thought you were talking about Colin Kaepernick. Hey, I just speak from my heart. Y'all are beautiful. You don't need nothing extra. Tall and thick, short and thick, brown sugar, red bone. You don't need nothing else to make you beautiful. That's just my truth. Now, when I was coming up, I was in about the 8th or 9th grade. No, I wasn't even. I maybe been out 7th grade. And these Jordans first came out. Made by Nike, right? And my dad said, look here, boy, these will be the last sneakers that I buy for you that cost $100. He said, when you get your own money, he said, I want to see how many Jordans you buy. I said, oh, I'm going to have them all. My first job was at the Giant out East End. They used to call it the Ghetto Giant. I'm working hard. I was just in high school. My dad made me work at 15 years old. Soon as I could get a permit, he made me work. Man, salute to you, Sidney Howard. I don't know where I'll be without you. May you rest in peace. You still live through me. He said, now, let me see how many Jordans you're going to get now. I ain't had a pair of Jordans since. And that was back in the late 80s. Ain't had a pair since. Looking at my check, and $100. I said, that's about all I made in damn near 2 weeks. Hell no. So white people ain't worried about these Air Jordans. They know who they're marketing to. So what a marketing scheme to make it seem like you pro-black and you standing up for Kaepernick. Well, they already know who they're marketing to anyway. And then white people out here talking about they're going to boycott Nike. People burning their sneakers, cutting off the Nike sign. And like, what is that going to do? Because America has such short memory, and especially black people, this won't even be a story about 3 weeks from now. You hear me? 3 weeks from now, this won't even be a story. It'll be off to something else. That's how short our memory is, especially when it comes to black people. We got some of the shortest memories in the history of mankind. If you can kill one of us, like they did Mike Brown back in 2014 in Missouri, let that boy lay out in the street for 4 hours. And then within a month, we forgot about it. How about Tamir Rice? A 12-year-old child minding his business on the playground, playing with a toy gun. Some damn demon calls the cops on him. The cops show up and within 2.5 seconds, guns down a 12-year-old child. Have we forgotten? Have we forgotten that fast? What about Terrence Crutcher in Oklahoma? A brother not doing anything, a traffic misunderstanding. He walks backwards with his hands up. He walks backwards, no weapons on him. He walks backwards. And the demon shot him in the middle of the street in Oklahoma. That was just 2 years ago, and she got off. How about Philando Castile? A brother with his fiance and his 4-year-old daughter had a license for his permit. Just saying, look, I'm going to show you my permit. and gunned him down in front of his 4-year-old daughter and fiance. No one's talking about it again. No more. I can go on and on and on. We have a short memory. So if we can forget about the unjustified homicide of our people, we damn sure going to forget about some white people burning sneakers and Nike memorabilia. We're talking about human beings. And we forget that fast. So again, I'm not worried about what the intentions are of Nike posting this quote unquote black stuff. Or now they got a Muslim sister on there. What does it really matter? We got to get ourselves together. This is America's worst nightmare, what you're seeing right in front of you. All right? It's America's worst nightmare. Man, salute to Colin Kaepernick. It is America's worst nightmare. What I mean by that is their worst nightmare is the reincarnation of Muhammad Ali, Bill Russell, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Jim Brown, when he had some good sense. I don't know what he's been doing lately supporting 45, but whatever. We still appreciate your contribution back in the day. It is their worst nightmare to have a reincarnation of Muhammad Ali, using that platform of sports to bring about social change and awareness. That is their worst nightmare. It isn't so much him kneeling, it's bringing that spirit of awareness and everyone is watching. So they had to publicly lynch him. They had to do that to show others, if you even think about following this nigger, we will lynch you. We will lynch you in a spiritual type of way, in a subliminal type of way. We will lynch your ass. And since some of us are scared to stand up, but some brothers are still, but we need more. It shouldn't just be on Kaepernick. It shouldn't just be on LeBron. We need more to step up and show and prove and let them know we are not afraid. But it can't be just on one or two. I'm going to say this again and I'll be done. It is America's worst nightmare to have a reincarnation of Muhammad Ali. Their worst nightmare to use sports, which reaches all people. Sports is one of the few things that brings all people together. You see white people in the stands, black people in the stands, white people like the Eagles, white people like the Cowboys, white and black people like the Lakers. It's the one thing that kind of brings people together temporarily. But to use that platform and that influence to wake up the masses, it's very dangerous. So the last thing America wants is a reincarnation of Muhammad Ali. He used his platform and his influence to wake up the masses, not to follow the religion that he was following. Because remember what he said? He said, we pay our rent on this earth by our service to others. That's what Muhammad Ali said. May he rest in peace. He said, we pay our rent on this earth by our service to others. He didn't just say service of black people. He said, even though he was pro-black, but Muhammad Ali, what did he do to impede the progress of white people? He was just bold enough to say, Viet Congs ain't do nothing to me. He wasn't standing up and going to no war against people who didn't do nothing against him. It was against his religious beliefs. And they tried to lynch him. And they thought they had gotten rid of him. But he came back 2 years later after being put in jail and became world champion. Sat down for 2 years and they said, oh, his prime is past him. And on top of that, he took on the teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and used that platform, and he didn't apologize. So we're getting things a little twisted here because this is what America does. Now that he's gone, and when he couldn't speak anymore because of his disease, Parkinson's disease, then all of a sudden they was pro Muhammad Ali. But when he could speak his mind, they hated him. Don't be deceived. I'm going to say it again. When he was speaking up against and speaking up and against the system, the unjust system. They hated him, especially where they knew he was getting his energy from the Nation of Islam and the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. They hated Muhammad Ali. Only when he couldn't speak anymore, all of a sudden, they came pro Muhammad Ali. He was on like the America's Most Wanted list. They had Martin Luther King on America. Did you know that? That they had Martin Luther King on one of the America's Most Wanted lists? One of the most hated men? Yeah. Only when he couldn't speak anymore did he become an American hero. And they really glad he's gone now. So they do not want a reincarnate of Colin Kaepernick. So when they seen him starting this protest, they said, we got to shut this down and shut it down now and make an example. I mean, they went further than I even thought. I said, okay, after a year or so, they're going to let this brother back in the NFL because he deserves it. We are 2 years in now, and this brother still don't got no job. Shameful. All because he did a peaceful protest. He didn't hurt anyone. He didn't impede anyone's progress. Like, for real? Are you for real? What kind of America is that? The land of the free, the home of the brave, freedom of speech? Freedom of what speech? The speech that you like? And what's only acceptable to you? Thank you for those who are tuning in. I hope you're not offended by my passion. But if I've said anything incorrect, please correct me. I'm just speaking the facts. And I'm going to show you this book again. The Public Lynching of Colin Kaepernick. They are making an example out of him. If any of you Negroes even think about following in his footsteps, away with your career. Away with it. But you goddamn Ben Roethlisberger raping women all up and down the coast. He's still playing. Hell, one brother ran someone over drunk. He was still playing. Men beating they women. They still playing. But this brother ain't never been in no trouble that we know of. Ain't beat no women that we know of. Ain't killed no one that we know of. And he can't get a job. And not even a backup job. The public lynching of Colin Kaepernick. Just like they did on the slave plantation. Read the Willie Lynch letter. Read it. And understand the psychology behind it. And I know some Negroes out there, oh, that wasn't real. But the methodology is. What did they say? What did they say in the Willie Lynch letter? Get the biggest, baddest one and bring him out in front of everyone. The grandmom, the mom, but in particularly his wife and children. The one that they respect the most, the biggest, baddest, boldest one. Tie one arm and one leg to a horse pointing this way. Tie the other arm and a leg to a horse pointing that way. Tar and feather him and set him on fire. And then the horses will rip him apart. And when his woman and his family and others see him screaming and begging for his life, they will know they can no longer depend on him as a protector. And the others, it will send fear through them. And then the mothers who are pregnant, fear will automatically go to the unborn children. So it wasn't just a physical lynching. It was a psychological one. And that's what they're doing to Colin Kaepernick. To put everyone else on watch. You better not, nigger. You better not mess with my cash cow, the NFL. You better not, or away with your career. That's what it is. I don't know what Nike's intentions is with the ad. If it does some good to wake up the consciousness of our people, bravo. Bravo. But we can't fall asleep. These are the same people who had and still are having people that are not black. Filipinos, which they really are people. people from other countries just barely making it in sweatshops, Michael Jordan, working for 20 cents an hour to make your sneakers that only cost $5 and $10. People were damn murdering each other over these sneakers in Philadelphia and Chicago when they first came out in the 80s, and he did nothing. And Nike said nothing. Now we supposed to believe that you pro-black because you put Colin Kaepernick on there? He was already on your payroll. He was already on your payroll. Let's wake up, people. Let's get behind this brother and appreciate the sacrifice that he has made for us. He has made a huge sacrifice for us, no matter what you think about him. I'm very disturbed by the way we are treated in this country. If we weren't treated this way, it would be nothing for me to talk about, and I wouldn't be showing such gruesome pictures. But it is what it is. We will never forget. The Jews don't forget. They keep reminding us what happened in the Holocaust. Why should we forget? And it's still going on. We are still being lynched in the streets. What about Kenneth Johnson? I believe I'm saying his name right. The young brother in Atlanta, and they found him rolled up in some wrestling mats at school, and they said he fell off the bleachers. Are you joking? And his face was mangled. Has there been any justice about that? Look that up. What about our organs missing? What about the accidents and the gang fights that they stage to steal black boys' organs? What about that? This is Brother Shareef with the Hour of Power in the Black Love Movement. Go to Hour of Power, Shareef Hamid on YouTube. Subscribe and share the channel so we can continue to lift the mind, body, and soul of our people. Stay woke. Stay woke. Teach your children their history. Don't let them be influenced by this negativity on TV. And I'm going to say it again, and some brothers might not like it, but I'm on fire. Don't let the NFL be your religion the next couple of months. Don't let the NFL be your religion the next couple of months. The amount of hours that black men spend in front of the TV Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday is absolutely astonishing. If we would take some of those hours and dedicate it towards our family and community work, we would have ourselves something. Now, I'm not going to be no hypocrite. Brother Shareef likes NFL and the NBA, but it is a temporary escape from reality because I believe I work hard with my job, with my family, and my community Monday through Saturday. So it is a temporary escape. But if something is going on in community, like the Pan-African Market's going to be going on Sunday, September 23rd at Penn Park, guess where I won't be and guess where I will be? I won't be in front of the TV watching NFL, but I will be at the Pan-African Market at Penn Park. The hell with the NFL on that day. Okay? So it's just a plea, brothers. It's not a hit in your stomach to make you feel bad, but bad enough for you to look at the amount of time we spend in front of that TV watching the NFL, and our boys are suffering. My good brother Alafia, man, salute to this brother, gets these children every Saturday at 11 o'clock at Penn Park, and out of his own pocket. I've tried to assist him with my time in other ways, but this brother has a group of boys that he gets every Saturday at 11 o'clock at Penn Park, local children in the community, and he teaches them a lesson every week out of his own time. Where's the news for that? That's what we need to be doing with our children. They want to be led. They want to be led. I'm going to say it again. They want to be led. They just looking for the men to lead them. This ain't on the sisters. Y'all holding it down. Y'all doing y'all job, most of y'all. It ain't on them to be raising to be leading these boys out in the street. It's already too many black women raising boys by themselves. How does that happen? Man, salute to Colin Kaepernick. Salute to LeBron James and others who are showing a little more testicular fortitude in speaking out. But we need more. What about the retired players? Y'all still got influence. This is what we need. Y'all got the platform, man. I don't got that kind of platform. Y'all got it. That's why they so scared. That's why it's the public lynching of Colin. They sending a stern message. Y'all better not follow this man. Y'all better not, or that's going to be lights out. But what's more important to you? You already got millions of dollars. What is more important to you? The salvation of your people, and in particularly our youth, or your money? You're squandering your spirituality. In the Quran, this ain't no theology class, but in the Quran, it talks about how those who don't do what God has commissioned them to do and push falsehood and not bold enough to speak the truth, it says all the millions of dollars. They don't say that verbatim. All the millions of dollars or the riches here on the earth, it'll seem like pennies once you face the Most High. And he asks you, what are you doing? All the money here, it'll seem like pennies once you face the Most High. And he asks you, what were you doing? And you can't give him a good answer, and you saw your people suffering. He said, you're squandering your life away. Don't do that. Speak up for truth. Oh, this black stuff. This black stuff. No, it's the truth. It is 100% unadulterated truth. I ain't said nothing that ain't true. You might not like the flavor of it, but oh well. Some people don't like hamburgers, but Wendy's ain't gonna stop selling hamburgers. Some people don't like strawberry ice cream, but Max Ice Cream ain't gonna stop selling strawberry ice cream. Now, if they're poisoning people, that's something different. That's something different. I could be here all day. Thank you, sisters and brothers, for tuning in. Remind the people of African American Political Roundtable. Yes, I did, sis. One more time. Thank you for that, sis. African American Roundtable discussion this Saturday, September the 8th at Cornerstone Baptist Church, 629 South Pershing Avenue, Cornerstone Baptist Church, formerly Shiloh, from 9 to 4, the African American Roundtable discussion, talking about leadership, economics, education. That's this Saturday, 9 to 4 at Cornerstone Baptist Church, 629 South Pershing Avenue. If you can only come for an hour or two, come out and support it. You may learn something. God willing, I'll be there. And remember, the day before that, September the 7th at Kiwanis Lake, our good brother, I'll be assisting him with that. From 12 to 8, they'll be having a community day at Kiwanis Lake here in PA. All right, that's this Friday, September the 7th. 12 to 8. So as soon as the children get out of school, they'll have something positive to do. And then the Pan-African Market, September the 23rd, 11 a.m. at Penn Park. I'll be speaking at that event, God willing. I'll leave you in peace as I came. To my Muslim family, Assalamu alaikum. To my Christian family, praise the Lord. To my Hebrew Israelite family, Shalom. To my Black Conscious family, Hotep. To my people in the streets, what's good to you? Let's put the religious differences aside. Make peace with someone that you may have been at odds with, and let's come together like everyone else does. Our children's future is depending on it. They're suffering in school. They're suffering in the streets. They don't know each other. When I was in school doing counseling and therapy today, 2 girls in the 5th grade about scratching each other's eyes out. She said, I hate you. Self-hate. Because if you love yourself, you ain't even going to say anything to hurt your brother and sister. If we can just start with that, with self-love. Self-love don't mean hate for anyone else. How does that work? Because we're pushing to love each other, to support each other economically. that translate into I hate someone? Chinese people don't do it. No one says Chinese people are hating anyone. But if I'm bold enough to show you this recorded history out of their own book, I hate someone? Come on now. I leave you in peace as I came. Please share this video if you're bold enough. Assalamu alaikum.